It ends Manchester United 2, Forest 2, and the winning streak has ended. And I'm gutted because I feel like, we're good enough to be beating Nottingham Forest. We had an opportunity to go second. We're now still in fifth. And look, I'll take the point because I thought the second half was atrocious and I didn't think we were going to get back into the game in the second half. And that Ahmad goal was fantastic. So I will take the point, but it's gutting not to get the 3 points. It's gutting not to win 3 games in a row and continue that momentum. The first half was okay. We went in 1-0 up. I was relatively happy with the first half, but I wasn't very happy with the first half. I did think during the first half, okay, we've got the goal, we scored from the set piece, but I'm not convinced. It was kind of giving maybe Fulham kind of energy, but I just felt that this game in the second half, we threw it away within a minute. We conceded 2 goals within 39 seconds of the restart, and we threw it away within a minute. We didn't come out. We lost concentration early in the second half. And the minute Forest go 2-1 up, Sean Dyche is in dreamland because Sean Dyche's game plan is to sit deep, defend deep, and just stop us from scoring. And if you're 1 up against Forest, they can't do that. But if you're 2-1 down to Forest, they can do that. And that lack of concentration just meant that the game went right into Forest's hands. And it was frustrating. I think that the players weren't up to it. And I think the players weren't at their best. I thought Cunha had a poor second half. I thought he was quite good in the first half. Dalot was particularly shocking today. Mazraoui's cameo was particularly poor. Casemiro was really good. And in the 60th minute, his legs just went. And I did look at it and I thought, could Xerxes have come on for Sesko? Could even have Agate or Maino gone on for Casemiro those last 20 minutes and insert some energy? Could Mount have even come on for Cunha those last sort of 20 minutes? Because I felt that there was a real lack of energy today. I think what frustrated me was one, Amorim subs. I just felt that Forest were so on top of us that whole second half, and it got to the 70th minute, and I'm just thinking, why isn't he looking at attacking subs? Like Mazraoui for Euro, was that necessary? No, because Mazraoui was poor. Dorgu for Dalot, I get why he's done that. I think Dorgu was much better than Dalot. I think Dalot needed to come off, but I do look at Mount, Xerxes, and I do sometimes think, could Amorim have made some more subs? I personally think he should have, because this was a game where we weren't creating consistent chances from open play, and Boomer and Cunha by the 80th minute had 1 shot each. Individual errors cost us the 2 goals. I don't think the 2 goals we conceded is on Amorim. It's on lack of concentration from the players, on individual errors. But the 30 minutes after we conceded those 2 goals was shocking. It was shocking. At the end of the day, 10 points from the last 12. You take it. Decent. I'll take that. Good. It's not the end of the world drawing. I'll take the draw. But I just thought it wasn't a convincing game. I thought the last 10, we had some chances to win it because we were putting everything out there. But the half an hour before that, we had half an hour to turn it around from 2-1 down, and there wasn't enough there. It wasn't convincing. I feel like we're looking and relying too much on the wide players to do something, and it's fine when you have Ahmad, but Dorgu and Dalot cannot do what Ahmad does going forward. And I also felt the wide players were being targeted defensively. I thought Dalot was shocking, but he was being targeted. They were targeting Dalot. They were isolating our wingbacks and they were targeting them 1v1. And look, Ahmad could have done better for the goal in the duel. Dalot could have done better for the second goal. Ahmad sort of makes up for it because Ahmad was so good going forward. Ahmad was our best player going forward. He was particularly dangerous. And we know that he's not a right back. But I thought Dalot was very, very poor defensively. And it's just one of those gutting games. Like, to be honest, I thought Casemiro had a really good first half. I thought Cunha had a decent first half. I thought Bruno was excellent in the first half. But I don't think we were great in the first half. But I was like, we're 1-0 up. We're comfortable. The game is in our hands. Let's just stay concentrated, bring the right kind of energy levels, and we should be able to see this through and maybe win 2-0. That was my mindset at half-time. To go 2-1 down in the manner that we did so quickly, and then the half an hour after going 2-1 down for it to be that bad, it's not particularly convincing. So I'm going to get into the positives, and then I'll get into negatives. I also thought Luke Shaw was very good today. But let's sort of dig into my second half notes here. First of all, the defending for both goals was shocking. We're going to start with the negatives. First of all, defending for those 2 goals was shocking. I'm not blaming Amorim for the goals we conceded. I'm blaming the players actually today. I think most of it's on the players. My frustration with Amorim today was that he didn't change. Our game plan from minute 1 to minute 90 was the same thing. And he didn't use any attacking subs. And I think we could tell after 15 minutes of going 2-1 down that Forest looked more likely to make it 3-1 than we were to make it 2-2. And I was annoyed that Amorim didn't think, okay, well, this approach isn't working. Let's go with plan B. And he didn't do that. I did say in my video yesterday, I don't think the long ball was the way to beat Forest. And it's not. So my frustration with Amorim was you could see very quickly that Forest were more dangerous at 2-1 and we didn't make those changes. My frustration with the players was Cunha was not at his best. Casemiro dropped off. Delo was shocking. The defending was appalling, and you can't put that on Amorim. Had we not conceded those 2 goals, we could have won that game. Those 2 goals gave Forest a bit of momentum, gave them a bit of belief. Had we not switched off, because both those goals came from individual errors and poor defending, we could have got a result. Were we good enough to win the game? No. Do I think a draw, based on what we saw throughout the game, is a fair result? Absolutely. But it was frustrating how poor we were. It gave me Fulham energy, where we had good moments, and then we had no real control of the game. We were running into brick walls. It did give me that kind of vibe. I feel like my biggest concern was we don't change and adapt to game state. Whether winning or losing, we played the same way for about 90 minutes. We didn't change or adapt to game state. That's on Amorim. The players looked out of steam in the second half. Maybe Amorim could have subbed them, but the players, they weren't giving that intensity in the second half, and I was frustrated at that. Forest's wingers were running at us. They were running at our fullbacks. They had a lot more energy. They were more up for it. I was frustrated with that. It gave Fulham energy, where I feel like we were just running into brick walls. We didn't know what to do. We were lacking creativity. And there's 20 minutes left, and we know that Forest are going to drop deep, and we know that Forest are going to play deep. And with 20 minutes to go, we're not creating clear-cut chances. And I look at the bench, could subs have been made? Because no matter how the game ends, this approach where we're looking to win second balls and long balls against Forest, it doesn't work every game. That works against London, that works against Brighton, that works against Liverpool. But if you watch my video yesterday, or live stream yesterday, I said that doesn't work against Forest. And we need solutions, because there's some games where this long ball approach is going to work, but Forest isn't one of them. This is Sean Dyche's Forest team. This is a Forest team that's very physical, and this is Sean Dyche's first home game. It's not going to be an easy game. It's just mad that in 2 minutes, the game was over. We were 1-0 up. The game was in our hands, because Forest had to come out and leave us a bit of space, and that would have benefited the attackers. And within 2 minutes, it's over. Maybe we could have brought Cobby off the bench and Mount off the bench the last 20 minutes and got the control back. I did feel that we completely lost control. And I felt that it was worrying. I thought the Ahmad goal, and it was a fantastic goal from Ahmad, got us back in it, but too little too late. Was the ref atrocious? Yes. There was about 2 corners we should have had that wasn't given. The goal we scored for probably wasn't a corner. Forest got given a corner even though their player was offside, and their player hit it off near the end. The ref was atrocious. The standard refereeing in the country is atrocious. But this is a huge test for the team, and I'm glad that we got the draw, and I'm glad that despite going 2-1 behind, we got the draw and we come in with a point. But I wasn't happy with the performance and the response to going 2-1 down, because for half an hour I felt that Forest were more likely to make it 3-1. And I think that while our bench strength isn't amazing, I think there was good enough bench strength for Amorim to have done something. Because Cunha and Mbeumo having combined 2 shots in the first 80 minutes of the game is concerning. This was the low block from Sean Dyche. It was frustrating us, and maybe we could have done with some freshness there. I mean, Ahmad was really good going forward. I'm happy with Ahmad. I thought Casemiro in the first half was phenomenal. He won 7 duels. I thought Casemiro had a fantastic first half. I thought De Ligt had a fantastic first half. I thought Luke Shaw had a fantastic first half. I thought the defence in the first half was fantastic. I think Delo and Ahmad were probably at fault for the 2 goals in the second half. Ahmad the first, Delo the second. The fullbacks are being targeted. I'm not going to be critical of Ahmad, because Ahmad brings so much going forward that I'm happy for him to be defensive liability, because Yora can cover up, Mazraoui can cover up. That's not Ahmad's job. Not mad at Ahmad. He did his contributions going forward, but Delo doesn't contribute going forward. But Delo, we're being targeted down our left side defensively, which is mad considering Ahmad is the winger and Delo is the fullback. But we were being targeted on Delo's side. And look, for me, it was an ugly game. It wasn't a good game. The plan of let's win the second balls doesn't work versus Forest. And I said that I don't think the way that Amorim's played the last 3 games will work versus Forest. And I'll be intrigued to see if Amorim does the same thing or try something different. He tried to do a long ball approach versus Forest. It didn't work. He decided to sub on defenders. I didn't like that. I thought the man management from Amorim was poor. I thought the players let Amorim down though, and the players went up for it. I was happy with Shaw. I was happy with De Ligt. I was happy with Euro. I was happy with Casemiro's first half. I thought Mbeumo had good moments. But we couldn't get the attack into the game. We really couldn't. Bruno was running the show in the first half. Cunha had some really good ball retention and good carries. Sesco had been threatening. But in the second half, we didn't have any of that threat. We were 2-1 down. Forest defended deep. We didn't have any of that threat. I thought De Ligt was good. He, defended Ndoye well. I thought Luke Shaw was phenomenal. But Forest did not make that easy. Forest didn't make it easy one bit. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't want to be negative because we've got 10 points out of 12. And it's not like we lost. So in that sense, cool. But I'm not... It wasn't a performance where I'm like, yeah, I like that. Or wow, yeah, you're good. It just wasn't a great performance. We didn't create. Like, I'm gonna take the draw because it wasn't a great performance. I know we could have won it late at the end if Murillo didn't make that goal line clearance, but it was disappointing. The first half was alright. The second half was disappointing. Ahmad saves us. Yeah, I think it just shows us a lot of work to do. Like, I looked at Elliot Anderson today and I thought he was the best player on the pitch. It's very clear Elliot Anderson we need a wing back and we need Elliot Anderson. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.